Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to quickly show you this paper range called Love and Daydreams. Love it. It's sort of right up my alley. I'm going to do a voiceover just for this part anyway, because there's one person home apart from me and they're in bed, so you know. Love and Daydreams, we've got the 6x6 paper collection and we've got these Love and Daydreams basics. Okay, so these have sort of a little bit more of, well, you know, in this sort of range, you've still got a lot of what I would classify as visually sort of busy, but gorgeous, don't get me wrong, with these hearts. But you've also got these ginghams, you've got these stripes and that sort of thing. I can look at this one, but anyway. And I've got the Love and Embossed die cuts that go with the collection. So just quickly, because these are 3 each of the 12 designs. So we've got 12 papers and they're double-sided and they're nice and thick. So we've got a great size for card makers. And I'm just loving this. This is my, I think this is just gorgeous. With the little hearts, we've got slightly smaller designs with your perfect, I love you, just for you, happy heart day, that sort of thing. So clearly in Valentine's Day, but we're going to go with the flow. This is gorgeous with lots of little hearts all over everywhere. Love this. So you cut this up nice and easy, have a few little tags. Cute. Another one that is nice and a little bit more visually simple. So there's a balance, you need that balance in it, okay? And a little postage stamp sort of cuts, and then it's all repeated, okay? This one, I'll have a quick look. Again, same sort of thing, 3 each of 12 designs, so there's 18 altogether, then double-sided. This is fun. I love that. Stripes, sort of pink little polka dots with some little hearts and jars. Cute. Some gingham. That is the panel that I think I really quite like, that idea. Butterflies, more hearts. More hearts, lovely pretty pink gingham, and just gorgeous. And then they're all repeated, so that's the basics pack. The embossed die cuts, so these are all, they are super glossy. These are all semi cut out, so there's just, you have to just trim off little tags, little goobies here and there, just trim those off and they pop right out. So that's really sweet. So I love some of these images. They're just too stinking cute. Okay, I'm just saying. Oh, the butterflies. The butterflies are in love. Oh. And I just think they're gorgeous. Little koala. I'm gonna get lost. Let's keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. He is super cute. That's gorgeous. I love that. I love that. And oh, I think they're gorgeous. But they are basically a Valentine's Day sort of card. But then, you know, we send cards for love you and all that sort of stuff. So I'm probably going to jump over to a voice over very shortly. We're going to make a little gift card, which is going to be using just a standard base, and I'm going to do a little bit of prep work and then we're going to come back and it's going to have a little gift card. But I need to alter this a little bit because Australian card bases are very different from American, and I want to just make it my own. So we're going to rotate and change it around a little bit. Anyway, we'll be right back. Okay, so I changed the plans. I'm back. I have taken out this paper of the Love Daydreams, not the basics, so we're not going to use the basics today, but that's okay. It's all good. I pretty much only have 6x6 I think there's a little bit of other paper, but I'm trying to keep it to the 6x6 paper range. So I've done a little bit of altering, but over on my blog, I will give you the directions for when you have a bigger cardstock. This is in centimeters. So this is 13 by 25 centimeters, and I've scored it at 8, 11 and 14. So basically that's in half, and then 3 centimeters on either edge. That's it. Simples. But because I do not have all that sort of stuff, so that's going to be on my front cover. I failed to say that. Because I don't have all that sort of stuff, I've also cut out a little love you that we're going to put on our front covers. Anywho, I have 3 pieces of cardstock and a gift card here. Well, it's actually a loyalty card, but you can use your imagination. I have 3 pieces of cardstock here that are 8 centimeters by 13 centimeters. Now, as I said, I've got 3 of them. 2 of them we're going to do something weird to. Not weird. If you take one, we are going to score it at 1 centimeter, 4 centimeter and 7 centimeter. Basically it's in half and then 1 centimeter on either end. Okay, so these are going to sit like so, which is of course going to then give us the same as if you had a bigger piece of cardstock or paper. You do have to be super careful. Paper Rose paper is a really great quality. I'm hoping to use one of these on my little front there somewhere. They're really nice and thick, which is great. If you're going to use thinner cardstock, you want to be, and even paper is still not cardstock. If you're going to use paper, you do have to be careful and not pressing too hard on your paper that it will go through, especially thinner paper. Okay, even cardstock, you get thinner cardstock, you don't want to go through. So I have folded this, I've talked about this previously. I have folded one to be a valley, so it's coming down. Okay, you can sort of see how that's valley, coming up to a mountain. Can we see that? I think we can see that. And then another valley. So then it's going down, okay? These are going to be glued on here, but what I need to do, I want to take another one of those pieces, get my cutter, and down one side, and I've taken it to about 6 centimeters. I figured that will sit nicely, a gift card, and still be the person be able to get it out. I don't know, gift cards are thicker than loyalty cards. I don't know, but you should be able to still get it out and just take your glue up a little bit higher. So that's the other point that we're going to have to be careful. This other panel, you can glue the whole baby onto your panel after you've glued this down. This one, we're going to have to take this corner off. So let's quickly, actually first we'll do this. So what I'm going to do is, and it may be hard for you guys, let's go over this way. This top corner is going to be right on my edge. And then I've got a line here that you probably won't be able to see at 6 centimeters. So use a ruler, come down 6 centimeters, and we're going to have the top on one edge and the line on the other. It takes a little bit to actually sort of line it up properly, but you know, you can see there, I haven't taken it that long really at all. So what we're going to do is glue this down. So you want glue, this is Paper Rose glue, which is sort of a little bit movable until you press it down nice and hard. So let's just lay that flat on the surface. And you do not want to go over your school line. Words are hard, people, words are hard. So give that a press down. So next, so you don't need too much of that. And I'm just gonna eyeball that really. We're gonna go down a little bit sharper. And you're gonna cut off a corner just to your school line again. This is adjustable. It's all good, whatever. We don't mind. And then again, a little bit of glue. Yeah, this is just the Paper Rose liquid glue. Did I say that? I don't know. And I've just put it into another little squeezy bottle because I like a finer tip. Let's get this out of the way. Lay that flat. Lining up the bottom, lining up the top, and letting it move around until it is in place. And I just got to wiggle that down a little bit. There we go. And you and I are going to know, but no one's going to look at it and go, oh, that's 3 pieces of cardstock. Unless you give it to a crafter and they're going to pull it apart and they're going to go, oh yeah, I can see the seams there. This is what I'm doing just to go with the flow and just make it work. So this is going to be basically like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold all this up and I'm going to find my glue, which is just another craft glue that I've got in my stash that I use for bigger things. You don't want to go too close to the edge because obviously you don't want any oozing of glue out the side, although there is adhesive erasers to get rid of that. And just I'm lining it up on my grid paper, on my mat, and just eyeballing it into the middle. And give that a second to adhere. Next, if you remember, we wanted to keep this open, this part open. So we're going to put a bit of glue down the edges. Being careful. You could use that thinner glue, of course, and simply close it up. And we're going to just let that adhere for a minute. Okay, while that is going, let's do our front. I wanted to keep this, I thought, just pretty simple. I like to keep my cards that have a little bit more fun with like something interactive. Like yesterday I posted a video that had a tower card, which was fun. And basically the whole thing is the interactive fun bit. So it's, you don't have to worry about too much. But we're going to do it. We did another fun fold card today because why not? Why not? We're going to get back into some colouring and having fun with those. So as I said, this is the I Love You Bang Crush. Let me find this is the I Love You small die, and I will leave everything down below. This is just some great cardstock out of my stash. I just wanted something a little bit softer because it's cute. It's just cute, and we're going to embellish it a little bit, I think. I need some tweezers. My craft desk is a little bit of a mess. What you need to make sure with this is just I'm just going to daub little bits of glue. You don't even have to do it as much as I've done it with the I Love You because tis bigger. And just go over where the glue dots already were, and then you know you're not going to be able to see any oozing. You won't be able to see the glue that's underneath it. Put a little dot there. Probably a little bit more than a little dot, but anyway. So there's a little bit of bulk for the American friends, but I don't know your system. I know I hear tell that if it's too bulky, you need to add more postage. Here in Australia, that's not a big problem for this. If you get Crazy Town and you know, super thick, then yeah, you're going to have to pay more. But generally speaking, we can get away with posting a lot of our cards. Unless it was Crazy Town, it had so much dimension, then you're going to not have to, you'll have to do something else with it. I'm also going to put a little bit of bling because it's me, just saying, on the front, but we'll do that at the end. I remembered. It's always something. Okay, so he's all glued down, the front's all glued down. I've got this piece of grey cardstock from my stash, which was 8 centimeters by 5.5. Honestly, you could just sort of eyeball and give it a bigger frame if you so wish. Go with the flow. Do your own thing. It's all good. We're just going to adhere that flat. I am going to do a couple of the embossed die cuts raised up slightly, just a little bit. I like glue because it has a little bit of wriggle room, so we'll let that sit. I really didn't want to hide any of these, so I've got this embossed die cut from the set. I just thought he was pretty stinking cute. He's going to sit a little bit lower so we can sort of see these dudes sticking out, because it's a bit shame to have him hiding because the bear is really cute, so we don't want to hide that. It's the same as when I cut up embossed die cuts like flowers or something. Like the card yesterday, I cut up a embossed die cut because I don't want to waste it. It's pretty. Let him sit down while he's adhering. We've got these two. No, we don't. We have these two. Here's for that one. This one is going to be flat, and this one is going to be sitting out. Now I was umming and ahhing about this one because again, I don't want him sticking out too far, but it's all good. So I'm going to stick him down flat. So he's about halfway. And of course, this is not going to adhere, like squash down my little, about there, that'll do. You know, we've still got this open cover in here. I've done only a little bit of foam down the center because it still allows that's wiggled a bit. There we go. And let's place him, I don't care if he's a little bit wonky, like as in slightly higher or slightly lower, because if he's slightly lower, he's a little bit more in the front. So I don't mind. These are really low profile foam, so just be aware of that. I have a little bit of glue. I'm going to put a little bit of glue down the bottom, and we've got a little bit of foam up the top because he is going to, it makes it a bit harder with this. Let's go from the top because, you know, I put these down and I don't think about it later on. Anywho, so, and I'm right-handed, so it's going to be a little bit wonky. So just a little bit, we're going to stick him down. So the bottom half of him is going to be flat to the card, and the top is going to have a little bit of dimension. Sometimes you need to give that little bit of a hold, like this other glue has a lot more wiggle room, and then the paper rose glue. But am I going to do something on there? I don't know. I don't think I want to. It's not the right gift card for the papers, but you get the idea. I don't have another gift card, so we're going to go with the flow. I don't think I want to put anything on here. but I do need a little bit of sparkle because I always do. I can't find my stickles. Where's my stickles? Now we're going to have to take time with doing this because I can't do anything obviously to the front until after my Stardust Stickles dries. I'm just going to put a little bit here and there because it's a birthday present. And who doesn't love a little bit of sparkle on their birthday? I'm just saying. And lots of presents. Well, this sort of card is I love you, thank you sort of thing. It could be birthday, it could be whatever. They've got presents, okay? So this is why it's a birthday card. It's just how it goes. I am not liking how it's a little bit plain Jane. But saying that, the thing is the gift card. What else have we got? Oh, there's a couple of hearts. We could go some hearts, couldn't we? There's quite a few hearts in that one. There's one heart there, there's two hearts there. Let's have a look. There's more in here, so let's go with this one. So, I'm just gonna not cut out, but cut off the tags. I love these hearts, but he's a bit too big. Oh, there's a small one. There's a smaller heart there. Because we like the rule of 3, is it going to be too much? Possibly. But we don't have to use it. We can just go with the flow. Okay. One on there? What if we put one on there? What do you think? Sometimes I like to look at the camera because it's a different perspective, and sometimes it just no. Sometimes it's gives a different sort of view on a thing. I think I like that. It fills in the gaps because I don't want to put too much bling on the front, on the back, in the inside. On the insides. I think I'm going to do that. So these are just going to be flat. Let's do that one. Even though this one's going to be over the embellishment, the little panel here. As I said, it's the gift card and the intro and the fun little W sort of thing, sort of a W, fun W now. So it's a little gift card holder. It's just the fun of it all. So that's it. So I'm going to leave that to dry and we'll be right back. Okay, so I placed a couple down. I'm just using the ruler to keep it closed because it's a little bit springy, which is all good. My stickles are all dry. Said, I mean, you could do the inside as that one didn't work, as decorative as you like. I just like to keep my a little bit more simpler sort of thing. like when you've got an interactive, because you've got a gift card and you've got this extra little bit that you've done, and I just like to keep it simple. Do I want some stickles? I think I do. I've just put on some little clear crystal drops from Paper Rose. You could also put some of the liquid sparkle that we have, which would be quite nice. A little bit harder to do it all with. In this sort of application, you'd be like painting maybe the ribbon or something like that, which would look very, very cute. I'm going to put that up there. Just a few dots around. And a little bit on the, and that's it. So that does need to dry, obviously, we all know that. But this is what we've got. Watch me put my finger in it because I'm playing with it. So we're going to open up and have a nice little gift card holder here. Okay, I really do like that front panel. It's very pretty. And I love how that turned out. I said I like to keep my insides a little bit more plainer. I mean, it's got a lot of things, but you could have extra panels on here, bigger panels. You could have another panel here. You could just need to go down like half a centimetre. Half a centimetre? Yeah, about half a centimetre, about half a centimetre down here, and just play around with it. The other thing you could do is if you have your panel that's the original 8 by 13, if you trim it down a little to be a little bit smaller than that, if you put it on top of that but raise it up a little bit, don't glue it just down, you can draw a line along that edge and cut along that ledge, and then when you put it back and have the gap in between, that will work out pretty well. Anyway, that's my card for today. I hope you're well. Take care, and I will talk to you very, very soon. See you later. Bye.